Heyo folks, today is Friday, April 22nd, 2016. My name is Jake Baldino, and I want to talk about some cool video game stuff. You might notice I look a little different, because right now we're using a crappy camera. Our other one is packed away for PAX East in Boston. If you're going there, I'm looking forward to seeing you. But let's move on to the news, starting off with GameStop. And it has unfortunately become a video game publisher. Bum, bum, bum. I know, gloom and doom. GameStop has actually made big moves to start publishing 5 to 6 games a year. That is nothing to scoff at, and they've worked up a lot of deals with a bunch of different studios to produce games for, including Ready at Dawn, the guys who made the Order 1886, Insomniac, makers of Resistance and Ratchet and Clank, and then some smaller guys like Tequila Works, who worked on Deadlight, and the makers of Trine. So this lineup is a big deal. It's nothing to scoff at, and I think it's just a very interesting thing to see a retail distributor of video games go on to the other side. I think more than anything, it's a survival mood for GameStop to survive, since they're kind of like clawing at the surface with the impending doom of digital games. And GameStop, to a lot of people here, at least in the United States, is like the equivalent of Satan. But at the end of the day, I'm happy that they have money to put out and make games and give people jobs making cool things. And something we stumbled across, check out this Counter-Strike Go player just trash-talking the shit out of other players to the point where he sings an entire song.
And you suck at this gang, but you do it and you got a baby dick, you got a tiny dick.
It's just stupid and hilarious and might cheer you up. My favorite part of the song is the part with the dicks and the mouths. There's a link to that video down in the description as well as everything else I talk about today, but we gotta get on to the big story. PlayStation 4.5 is once again in the news, with Giant Bomb confirming that it's being called PlayStation Neo, and it is very much a real thing, and it is a upgraded spec PlayStation 4. I don't want to bore you guys with the technical stuff like clock numbers, but it retains the same amount of RAM. We don't know about the hard drive space yet, but most importantly, the CPU and the GPU get a boost, most notably the GPU graphics getting a apparently significant bump. Now, of course, this thing isn't going to wreck any PCs anytime soon, but this is becoming more and more of a real thing, and I'm not into it. I'm just not. I don't think it's like fair for a lot of people. But looking on the bright side, I think Sony, according to these leaks, Sony's doing everything it can to make it as fair as possible. Any concern that you probably have, or there's already an answer for how Sony is implementing a lot of these things. It's apparently not going to affect current games. Sony is going to have strict quality control standards on it. It's apparently going to be seamless, and if you want to upgrade to a Neo, you can upgrade your games to that, and this is all apparently going down in October. The real thing I'm thinking about here is that I think most notably this bump isn't, 4K games is still kind of like, on console, and for some PCs, it's not a thing anytime soon. While there are more 4K TVs out there, it takes a lot. So while this is probably going to be pushed as a 4K thing for the future, I think what they might also be trying to do is do this so that VR games run better. VR games are apparently going to work fine on a normal PlayStation 4, but word on the street is that developers are having a really hard time making games for it. So I think this extra boosted up PS4 is going to do that. Do I think that's cool? No, not really. Do I think this is like setting up a new weird precedent for the game industry? Yes. Do I think it's exciting because on the one hand, it's just new and different? Yeah. Does it suck if you're the type of person that saves up a ton of money and buys a console only to find out that there's a new, better one coming out in a month? That's awful. But then if you also think about it, like if you're a console gamer and maybe you're not like the craziest person about graphics, you don't care, because if you really cared, maybe you would try and get a PC. So maybe I'm playing a little bit of a devil's advocate there. And then there's still the question, like, are they going to sell the regular PS4 cheaper, or are they just going to try and phase that out and make the PS 4.5 the main PlayStation console, while with these instructions in place, Sony will make it so that the older users won't be alienated as hard. It's all up in the air. And honestly, like, I'll be real with you guys. As much as I'm not into it, I'm part of the problem. I like graphics. I like playing my games the best way possible. So yeah, I'm gonna probably get the new one since I have to make videos and games on this channel. So yeah, I'm part of the problem. But my advice to you is that if you do care about this, you should probably sell your PlayStation 4 on Craigslist soon. Get some cash for it and upgrade. Because, companies suck. There's not gonna be an upgrade system. Like, companies aren't working for you. You have to always remember that. Also, to add some fuel to that speculation fire, Lorne Lanning, the creator of the Oddworld games, in an interview with Game Informer, was talking about a situation where he was speaking with a higher up and he said, when the PlayStation 5, and then he was corrected with an if. So with this whole codename PlayStation Neo, this upgraded 4.5, maybe PlayStation 5 won't even be a thing. We really have no way of knowing just because it's going off of one quote. Lorne Lanning is a very nice and very smart guy. I've met him a few times, but we really don't know. Things are crazier than ever. Time will tell though. This is just a very interesting story, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys think about it. Now, since I spent a few minutes talking about the PlayStation 4.5, that means I'm totally a Sony fanboy, right? No? Well, let's talk about Xbox 360 and its 10-year run and how Phil Spencer Spencer has announced that they are stopping manufacturing of Xbox 360s. Pour one out for my homie. That was a good console. If you're a console gamer, you know, the Xbox 360 was pretty awesome. I'm also speaking from someone who stays in the middle. I don't really have an allegiance to either side. But, you know, despite the red ring of death and all that bullshit, I did enjoy my console. And I do remember skipping school and waiting online for like over 24 hours to be the first person to get one. And it was like snowing and hailstorm in New York, and it was terrible. And I almost died on a sidewalk in front of a Target because of video games. We did do a little post-mortem video of Xbox 360, but I'm looking forward to hearing you guys' memories. Any good memories you have with that console, if you had one? And since every once in a while I like to talk about cool science and technology, check out this LED that can go on your skin. It's apparently an ultra-thin polymer LED with organic photo detectors inside of it, so it actually displays images on your skin. This is still super crude and rudimentary and like not really tangible for anything yet because there has to be a film over it, but this is the makings of something really cool, man. You could have like a smartwatch just on your hand, or like, I don't know, I just feel like it's the future. It's like every day Deus Ex becomes closer and closer to reality, and I'm all about that. And something I came across that I think is worth mentioning because I am still playing Dark Souls 3 like a crazy person, apparently on PC, a large group of people have been outright completely banned, and apparently and seemingly for no reason. On forums online, there are tons and tons of stories of legit PC players who have not cheated being completely and outright banned, with no response from Bandai Namco. And that really sucks, especially if you're playing a game like Dark Souls 3 and you're putting like 50, 60, 100 hours into it, and then suddenly you're outright banned. That's lame as hell. And honestly, I've seen a lot of these people talking on forums, just go and get a refund. If you can't hear from them and they're not letting you play their game, then they shouldn't have your money. And normally I think it would just be some shitty jerk who said he wasn't cheating, but he really was. But there's a lot of people coming out saying that they haven't used any mods, any hacks, any cheats, any weird software whatsoever, and they're completely outright banned. So always be careful with what you do on your PC while you play a game, because you never know what can happen. And at the end of the day, you're kind of up to the whim of these companies, whether you like it or not. That sucks. But that's the all-digital future, am I right? Yay! Oh, and since I always stumble across cool shit, the newest version of Doom 3 Redux is available, and it's just a super modded version of Doom 3, and it's totally worth checking out, even if you can't play it. It's worth watching YouTube videos and looking at screenshots of it because it is gorgeous and amazing and scary. They went through and completely redid the lighting, the textures, added high-resolution assets, and it's just a badass version of Doom 3, especially if you're waiting to get ready for the new Doom. And since we missed it last week, it was only the rumblings of it, but it does seem fairly legit as a weird rumor leak. Red Dead Redemption 2, or Red Dead whatever's map has apparently leaked. It popped up on NeoGAF, only to be quickly taken down, but the internet never forgets. And this is a big, weird map that's very interesting, and some things I think that are worth pointing out is that you don't see any railroad on the map, but in the map key, there is a thing for railroad. You also can kind of see areas from the last game. There's like a Blackwater area that is very similar. But here, there's a lot of emphasis of water and islands, which makes me beg the question, can you like hop in a cool Native American canoe and canoe your way around America? But the one weird red flag pointing on the map is that there is a new Bordeaux on the map, which is actually the city based on New Orleans in the new Mafia game, which is another 2K game, but I really don't see Rockstar crossing universes like that ever. What I do like about the map, though, is all the different color schemes kind of emphasizing that maybe the map is going to be even more varied than the last Red Dead game, which was very unique to every area, and that's why I really liked it. So more variety in the next game is even better. Ultimately, though, what I think I can say is that the next Red Dead game, whether it's a prequel or whatever it is probably definitely a thing. Not necessarily just because of this map, which could be fake, but just all the general rumblings going on lately. Now, I did mention it already, but PAX East in Boston is going on this weekend, and keep an eye on my Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram if you want to hang out there. I'm gonna be posting meetup stuff because I want to say hi to you guys and just meet as many of you as I can, because honestly, I don't have any friends in real life. I also wanted to bring pizza to give to everybody because, pizza's on me, but PAX wouldn't let me, so that kind of sucks. But I digress. You guys know every week we do a free game giveaway. There's a link below. You click it, you sign up once, you're entered forever, and then every week I go into that list, pick one random winner to win a free game of your choice. This week's winner is... Congratulations, you won a game. I'm so proud of you. Definitely check your email and check your spam just in case. But that's all the cool video game stuff from this week. We have a lot to talk about down in the comments. We have to talk about PlayStation 4.5. There's so much to talk about with this subject that we could fill an entire video. Where it's good, where it's bad, who it sucks for, how they're doing it, what it means for the future. We have a lot to talk about down in the comments below. All those stories, I'm gonna be down in the comments, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all those places for you. If you pop in every Friday to see me here, thank you guys so much for watching, and you probably do know that clicking the like button helps your boy out so much. I really appreciate it. And if this is your first time here, subscribing is a good idea because we put out videos every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Pizza's on me. It's not on me at PAX East, I'm sorry, but it'll be on me next time, I promise. Purple rain, purple rain.